What's up, guys? Jez here, WhiskefyTV, and welcome to episode 70. I do apologize because Cleo was looking at me and I'm looking at Cleo, and she's panting in the background, so I don't know how loud that is going to be, but we're going to work through it. So, it is a rather unusual... I don't even know when this one's going to drop. I don't know if it's going to be one or two or one, but I'll be doing two reviews this week. First one being this bottle of Headlands. Now, I'll show you guys. That one is an Australian single malt coming from... Did that even... You guys saw that? Looks good. Looks good to me. It is an Australian single malt from the Headlands Distilling Co. It is the... what I've written down as SIM, so single malt, using an Apera Cask. It is 92 proof, 46%, 4 years old, and $120 Australian a bottle. I believe they're doing them for $110 if you bought both the Muscat and the Apera, but I only bought the Apera, because it was limited to 500 bottles, and they sold out super quick, but I wasn't a fan of the Muscat cask only because it's my palate. Now, let's get this sucker popped. That was an impressive pop. And we'll get it poured out. I don't need a lot because I was able to sit there and do the tasting notes on this earlier, and I spilled some more stuff on the bar. This is going to be interesting. By the time I've finished with this bar, it's going to have all these different stains of all these whiskies I've spilt here over the years. Oh. You can feel a difference in the wood where I've spilt a lot of things and where I haven't. Put this over here. Pour a little bit more out in that because, as you can see, synthetic cork too. Don't need a lot, but just so you guys can see what's going on here. So, it's got a bit of a hay kind of consistency to it. Hay color to it. Hay consistency. It's like, looks like straw. So, it is an oak cask, but it had seasoned Apera in it, and it's 100% Australian malted barley. So since I haven't spoken about the Headlands crew before, I'm going to quickly walk you guys through it and then get into this. So Headlands Distilling Co was founded in Wollongong back in 2016. I believe it was midway to 2015, but they started filling their American oak casks in 2016. They're primarily known for their award-winning Seacliff Vodka. You guys may or may not have seen it. I know BWS do carry it now in, I think it was some of their stores, or they did carry it at some stage. I saw a link to BWS, and it just took out gold in the London Spirits competition this year, which was super exciting for them. They also have this fantastic gin. I do have a bottle here. It's utilising some of the... It's not this gin. The other gin, this is how their gin comes out. Looking like it's super scientific, and it's there's some science word for this. I don't even know what it is because I don't know science. Lost where I was up to. They use the Illawarra Plum, which is super native to the Illawarra area, and they use that in one of their gins they do. The gin tastes good. I'm not a huge fan of gin, but they make good gin. Now, this single malt was lying patiently in these American oak casks. I believe they use American oak. I think they do. That was seasoned with 18-year-old Apera, so your seppeltsfield, and they were using that to like season the casks before they put the single malt in there. It only came of age in 2020. I believe it would have been 2018. They could have released it, but they waited an extra 2 years just to get that bit more barrel influence. Whether it was an accident or not, I think the guys did say to me it was an accident. It wasn't meant to be in there for that long, but they tried it 2 years later. And yeah, this is what it came up with. So, as I said, they did release a Muscat cask as well. I only got the Apera because, you know, flavor profiles. So I'll walk you guys through this one super quickly. So on the nose, for what it is, it's only 46%, as I said, but it comes in rather hot. I was doing a cheeky tasting on a unreleased project, and it wasn't as hot as what this is coming off as. Stuff I was trying was cask strength. This stuff, 46%. And yeah, not as hot. I'm getting a lot of cereal grains in there as well, like malted barley. So you're expecting that kind of biscuity graininess. There's some dried fruits going on there. I normally go to my orange peel, but this is, it's kind of like orange peely, like orange zesty peeliness. And then it's just got that oak there as well. It's had a good amount of time in that oak. Moving right along, going to the palate, just took that one down there. It's got a lower viscosity, a little bit of sea salt, but there's not much actually going on that mid palate there. It's kind of just really, I guess, one-dimensional on the, say, the palate side of things. But moving on to the finish, it's got this longer finish with, like, it starts with sultanas, kind of drags it out, and then it fades to pears with that sea salt still lingering on there. So super cool stuff, especially for like Australian single malts. I normally only do the Oloroso cask stuff. So seeing what people are doing with like fortified wines in Australia, seeing what they're doing with the fortified wine casks. We've got the Oloroso PX casks, and we've got the Apera Cask as well. We're coming out with some really good spirits, so that is super fun for the Australian whiskey community. As in Australian whiskey, as in Australian whiskey, not American Australian whiskey. I'm going to put this one down as a buy only because I enjoy the price per year. So $120 for 4 years. I know I've got some 2-year-old stuff there that I'm paying a lot more for. Obviously, age doesn't matter. It only matters about the quality of the juice. But it's great to see something with like that price range and that year actually be released in Australia, and it sold out completely. Like both releases, 500 aside. They did really well. And just the flavor there as well. I don't really like that mid palate because there's nothing there other than like a touch of sea salt. But I've still got those dried fruits. I got that oak going on. Reminds me of home. And not a fan of sultanas, but it's like super sultanery on the mid there. But yeah, I'm gonna drop this down as a buy. Plus price, price. It's great. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this. I know this isn't my typical bourbon content, but thought I'd mix it up. Plus, I've had this bottle sitting here for ages, since 2020, funny enough. So I'm only 6 months too late. It's fine. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully y'all enjoyed this, because I enjoy drinking it. So hey, no complaints from me. But thank y'all. Love y'all. If you're not following me, please drop me a follow. I do this every week. It's happening twice this week, so this is one of 2. Anyway, love y'all. Stay thirsty.